Have you ever noticed a flicker of something? A subtle shift in demeanor? Behind the eyes of the man you love? A hint of weariness? A shadow of unspoken burdens? He smiles, says he's fine, tells you not to worry, brushing off your concern with a practiced ease. But you sense a quiet storm inside him, a tempest of emotions he keeps carefully concealed. He carries the weight of being the provider, the pressure of ensuring everyone's needs are met. The protector, always vigilant, ready to defend against any threat, real or perceived. The strong one, the unwavering pillar of support for everyone around him. What he needs most isn't advice or solutions, a quick fix or a clever strategy. It's a safe place to let down his guard, to unburden himself without judgment or expectation. This isn't weakness. It's being human, acknowledging the limits of his strength. Society tells men to hide their struggles, to suppress their emotions and maintain a stoic facade, to build walls instead of bridges, isolating themselves in a fortress of unspoken pain. They long for someone to reach through, to break down those barriers with empathy and understanding. Not to fix them, but to simply say, to offer a comforting presence without the need for words. I'm here with you. A simple phrase, yet a powerful declaration of unwavering support. Imagine him coming home, after a long day battling the world's challenges, burdened by stress and fear of not being enough, questioning his abilities and worth. He puts on a brave face, masking his vulnerability with a forced smile and a stoic demeanor. Believing he must be your rock, the unwavering foundation upon which you can always rely. But what if you could offer him a sanctuary, a refuge from the storm, a space where he doesn't have to pretend, where he can shed the weight of his responsibilities and be truly himself, where his exhaustion is met with understanding, with compassion and gentle acceptance, not disappointment, not judgment, but a comforting embrace that says, I see you, and I understand. He doesn't need perfection, he needs presence, your unwavering support and understanding. Someone who sees the cracks in his armor, the vulnerabilities he tries so hard to conceal, and loves him more for them, embracing his imperfections with unconditional love and acceptance. His silence isn't rejection, a sign of disinterest or withdrawal. It's a cry for safety, a silent plea for understanding and acceptance. He's searching for a home, not just in a house, a physical structure, but in a heart, a place of belonging, acceptance, and unconditional love. A heart open and patient enough to let him be beautifully, imperfectly human, with all his strengths and vulnerabilities. Sometimes the greatest gift is simply being there, quietly, with love, offering a safe harbor in the storms of life. From boyhood, men are handed armor, a set of expectations and behaviors passed down through generations. They are told to be tough, brave, and silent, to suppress emotions and always project an image of unwavering strength. This armor, meant to protect them from the world's harshness, ironically becomes a prison, trapping them within rigid roles. It ends up isolating them, creating a barrier between themselves and their own hearts, their true feelings and vulnerabilities. They equate strength with silence, believing that vulnerability is a sign of weakness and therefore something to be ashamed of. The world expects them to never falter, never break under pressure, to always be the rock for others to lean on. Every day, messages from movies, family, and society reinforce this outdated ideal of masculinity. The hero never cries, never admits fear, always stoic and in control, further perpetuating the myth. But inside, every man faces storms, battles internal struggles, and grapples with complex emotions. The armor doesn't erase these feelings. It simply forces them into the shadows. It just hides them, burying them deep within, making them heavier and more difficult to manage over time. Maintaining this facade, constantly projecting an image of invulnerability, is incredibly exhausting. He may say he's fine, offering a quick and easy response to avoid further inquiry, but inside he's struggling, silently battling his demons, often feeling completely alone in his fight. The disconnect between his inner world and outer expression is profoundly lonely, creating a sense of isolation even in crowded rooms. He yearns for a space where the mask can come off, a safe haven where he can be authentic and vulnerable, where he can say, "Today was hard and I'm not okay," without fear of judgment or ridicule. The tragedy? The armor not only isolates him from himself and his own emotions, but can push you away, creating distance in your relationships and hindering genuine connection. When he says nothing's wrong, it's not a lie, it's reflex, an automatic response ingrained over years of conditioning. He's been conditioned to bear his struggles alone, believing that seeking help is a sign of weakness. not realizing his silence can feel like a wall, a barrier that prevents intimacy and understanding. He's protecting you from a storm you can't see, shielding you from the weight of his burdens, believing he must carry them alone. All while wishing you'd sit with him in the rain, offering your presence and support, acknowledging his pain without judgment. Sometimes, love is simply being willing, offering unwavering support and understanding. To weather the storm together, hand in hand, facing the challenges side by side, knowing you're not alone. Just as men are taught to be strong, to be providers, to shoulder burdens without complaint, women are taught to be perfect, to be everything to everyone, all the time. The perfect partner, flawless in every way, a vision of unattainable beauty and grace. We believe that if we're perfect, if we meet all the expectations placed upon us, we'll be worthy of love and he'll be happy. We think that by achieving this ideal, we can secure his affection and commitment. But perfection is a myth, a damaging one. It sets us up for constant disappointment and self-criticism. He didn't fall in love with a checklist. He wasn't looking for a robot program to fulfill his every desire. He fell in love with you. Your laugh, the way your eyes crinkle when you smile, your quirks, your unique sense of humor, the little things that make you, you, your humanity, your imperfections are what make you relatable and real. When you chase perfection, when you're constantly striving for an impossible ideal, you create pressure he can feel. It becomes a barrier between you. It tells him he must be perfect too, that he needs to measure up to some unrealistic standard, leaving no room for his mess or bad days. It stifles authenticity and vulnerability. Perfection doesn't create safety. It doesn't foster trust or intimacy. It creates fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. A man struggling inside isn't looking for a flawless partner, someone who seems to have it all together. He's looking for someone real, someone who understands the complexities of life. When you share your own struggles, your own vulnerabilities and insecurities, you give him permission to share his. You create a safe space for him to be honest and open. You're saying, it's okay to not be okay. I'm not perfect either, and that's all right. We can be imperfect together. And that's where true connection begins. Let go of the need to be perfect. Release the pressure you put on yourself. You don't have to fix his problems or try to control every aspect of his life, or maintain a flawless home. A little mess is a sign of a life being lived. Your greatest strength is your presence, your ability to be fully present in the moment, your ability to be a soft place for him to land, a safe haven where he can be himself. When you release perfection, when you embrace your imperfections, you create space for grace and acceptance. You allow him to be himself, too. That's where true connection is born. That's where love truly flourishes. Show up as you are with all your flaws and imperfections and let him do the same. Allow him the freedom to be vulnerable and authentic. Together you are enough. Together in your beautiful imperfection, you are complete. Behind his silence, there's a universe of words he's afraid to say, not out of weakness, but deep human need. He fears that showing his cracks will make you see him as less of a man. He wishes he could say, I'm scared of not being enough, of failing you, of the future. He wants to be your hero, but some days he feels like anything but. Admitting this feels like betraying the role he's supposed to play. He's also tired, soul-tired from pretending, from carrying the weight of expectations. He longs for rest for a moment where he doesn't have to be on. He wishes he could just be held without having to explain. He's afraid that admitting exhaustion will be seen as weakness. Most of all, he wishes you'd just sit with him. No fixing, no advice. When you offer solutions, he feels like a project, not a partner. What he truly wants is connection, not correction. So he stays silent, hoping you'll understand. Think of a ship in a storm. It doesn't need another battle, it needs a harbor. That's what a man needs when he's struggling. A safe place to anchor, to find shelter. A safe harbor doesn't judge or criticize, it simply offers refuge. When he comes to you with his struggles, the greatest gift is the absence of judgment. Quiet acceptance says, you are safe here, your feelings are valid. This creates trust, allowing true vulnerability to emerge. Emotional safety is more powerful than any grand gesture. When a man feels safe, he can finally take off the armor. He can share his fears, admit mistakes, and show his true self, knowing he'll be met with compassion. This safety lets him recharge and heal. Being a safe harbor transforms you from partner to soulmate. It's the ultimate expression of love. I see all of you and I love all of it. When he knows this, he's empowered, not weakened by vulnerability. He can be more present, more loving because he's no longer fighting alone. Love is about being the calm in his storm. That's what makes a relationship unbreakable. The first step in creating safety is true listening, not just hearing, but being fully present. Put down your phone, turn off distractions, and give him your undivided attention. When he opens up, don't interrupt or rush to respond. Let silence be a space for him to gather his thoughts. Listen for the feelings beneath his words: frustration, sadness, fear. Use small cues: a nod, a gentle "I see," or a soft touch. These say, "I'm with you. Keep going." Avoid jumping into solution mode. He's not looking for a coach, but a partner. He needs empathy, not advice. After he shares, you don't need the perfect response. A simple "thank you for telling me" validates his courage. "I'm sorry you're going through that," or "that makes sense," affirms his experience. You're not fixing, you're building trust. This kind of listening is love in action. It shows his heart is safe with you. After listening, affirm him, not with empty praise, but by reflecting his strength back to him. When he's lost in doubt, be the lighthouse that reminds him who he is. Acknowledge his resilience, his kindness, his past victories. Say, "I believe in you. I've seen you handle tough times before." You're not dismissing his fear, but helping him see his own strength. Affirmation can be physical too. A touch, a hug, holding his hand. These gestures say, "I'm here, we're connected." Affirm his vulnerability. "Thank you for trusting me with this." This encourages him to open up again. By affirming his courage, you build a sanctuary where he feels seen and loved. Your belief in him helps him believe in himself. Affirmation is the foundation of emotional safety. It's how love grows deeper. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be there. There will be times when he can't find the words, when talking would only make it worse. In those moments, your quiet presence is healing. Sit beside him, offer a gentle touch, or just share the silence. Your presence says, "You don't have to talk until you're ready. I'm not leaving." This is love without demands or expectations. Let him feel his feelings without pressure to fix them. Your comfort with his discomfort signals safety. He doesn't have to manage your emotions too. Offer a cup of tea, play calming music, suggest a quiet walk. These are gentle invitations to peace, not distractions. He'll remember that you didn't try to pull him up. You sat with him in the darkness. That's what makes love unforgettable. In the end, what we all seek in a partner is peace, a refuge from life's storms. When you become his safe place, you give him the gift of calm in his chaos. This love heals, restores, and transforms. It's not about sacrificing your needs, but cultivating peace within yourself so you can offer it to him. When you're grounded, you bring that energy into your relationship. Think about the legacy of your love. Will it be defined by pressure or by grace and compassion? When he knows he's met with acceptance, he's free to be his best self. Love isn't about perfection, it's about creating a safe space for two imperfect people to be real. Be his harbor, not his storm. When you offer this safety, you create a small piece of heaven on earth. A peaceful, loving presence is the greatest gift you can give, and it changes everything. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Your support means a lot to us.